We're going to cover resumes. My name's Tony Moore. I am the acting staffing and classification supervisor. Normally it's Miss Brianne Zedak. She recently had a baby, so she's not going to be around a couple months. I have with me Miss Hannah Hetrick. She's one of the staffers. She is very good at looking at resumes. She looks at them every day, pretty much all day long. Feel free to ask her any questions that you may have. We're going to start off this whole thing. The very first thing you need to do when you're looking at applying for a new position is read the announcement. Read everything in the announcement. That announcement's going to tell you everything you need to submit, whether it be extra documents. At a minimum, your resume, your 306, and with the exception of Title V, your Form 6 will need to be submitted. There are additional things that announcement may ask you to provide. Flight hours, maintenance records, transcripts. Pretty much it's up to the supervisor that requests the position. Maybe they want to see something a little extra. A lot of cases, Form 50s, DD-214s, any of that stuff may be required. So please make sure you read the announcement. Notifications. I'll cover it. When you apply for these positions, you will receive multiple notifications. As soon as you submit your application and it is complete, you should get an email stating you have submitted your application. If you're referred for an interview, if you met the qualifications but fall into a different category, that may not have been pushed forward for interviews yet. If you were not qualified, and a general reason why. The general reason may simply say you weren't qualified on your resume. It could be because you answered incorrectly on some of the questions at the end of your application process. If you get selected for the position, you will be notified. Hannah will cover some onboarding stuff here very shortly. We'll actually do that towards the end. But you'll get an email notifying you that you must do some onboarding processes. And there will be a link, and you can go in and do all that good stuff. If you were not selected for the position, you will also get a notification. If you happen to need additional documentation, you will also get a notification for that. So, what to include on your resume? The biggest thing that we see is not putting in the dates. If you happen to put in 2019 or 2018 through present, we can only credit you from December of 2018 through present. So, if you happen to start that position in April, please put down April 2019. Then we can credit you for all that time. Include the dates, the hours, your experience levels, examples of each of the different areas of work that you have done at that position. Doesn't necessarily mean that because it was on your PD, you had to do it. Almost every single PD has other duties as assigned, all right? Please include those duties in your resume. Make sure you list the level of work that you did. If you were a team member or the primary and out of your team, please include that. Any relevant experiences having to do with the position, make sure you highlight those. So here's an example. Like I said, you want to put the month and the year. If If you know the exact date, feel free to put down the exact date. But at a minimum, we really require month and year, how many hours you work per week, your salary, what your pay grade was. If you're going from one federal position and applying for another one, please put down your GS or wage grade level. Also, make sure that you include any volunteer work that you may do. Anything you do outside of this can still qualify you for positions. If you're applying for a finance job and you're the treasurer at your local VFW or AMVETS or whatever, that time can count. So please include all that. And you don't have to get paid for that work to have it count. Use numbers to highlight your accomplishments. Basically, anything you would put in your appraisal, feel free to put it in your resume. You're doing your appraisals, you're highlighting what you did that year. That is a very good tool to use to input all the information that you may need on your resume. Here's a few examples. Improved efficiency of document processing by 25% over the previous year. Wrote 25 new news releases in 3-week period. Managed a student organization budget of more than $7,000. That's the numbers thing. It gives you, it solidifies what you're actually doing and shows how much. The more you tell, the better you're off. Customize your resume. If you are applying for a human resources position today and a maintenance position tomorrow, you do not want to use the same resume that you used for the human resources position. Customize it to fit the position. So if you want to highlight your human resources stuff on the one, please highlight your maintenance stuff on the other. It doesn't have to be the exact same resume. Use similar terms and address every required qualification. In the announcement, you're going to see specialized experience. You're going to see KSAs, any other additional qualifications you may need. You want to highlight those 3 things specifically. When our staffers review resumes, they're generally looking for your specialized experience and comparing it to those blurbs. So if you're ignoring those, there's a good chance your resume will not go forward. All they're looking to do is minimally qualify you for the position to push your resume forward. If you need 12 months experience, all they're looking for is 12 months experience. Organize your resume to make it easy to understand. Resumes can get very, very, very long. You don't want to just have 4 pages on just your one position that you've done. It gets monotonous and it's very difficult to read at certain points. Please just simplify it, but show what experience you have. Keep it short, keep it with great detail. Like we said, the numbers, the hours, your time, what grades you've done, what experience you have. You can use either bullets or paragraph format. It's really up to you. We don't care. As long as it gives all the information that we're looking for, that's on you. Like I said, be concise. they read a lot of resumes every day. Some positions may have up to 50 applicants that get through. So they're going to have to read all 50 resumes. So if you're concise and you have all the experience and the information that's required, you'll be good. Review your resume before you apply. A lot of times people will upload the wrong resume. They will have a lot of spelling errors. Not that we're grammatically looking at, we're not going to eliminate you because you spelled a word wrong. But if that resume moves forward for the interview process, now it's something that the supervisor may look at. Well, they can't spell cat right, so why do I want them doing this? So if you have, I would always suggest having somebody else read it, somebody that is pays attention to detail very well. Have them look over it, make sure it qualifies. If you know a job is opening and we have not announced it yet, feel free to send us your resume and have us just look it over. We'll look it over. We'll let you know. If that position is currently announced, I'm sorry, we can't look at it. We're not allowed to. So a lot of what can disqualify you from the position. Not uploading all the required documents. So if they are asking for your flight hours and you do not upload them, you will automatically be disqualified. Some of this stuff, if we don't see that there's a 306 uploaded, we won't even look at the resume because we can't qualify you. Dates. If you read the announcement, every announcement states that all your forms must be signed and dated within the time period of the announcement. So, and we see this a lot on the 306. If you keep using a 306 over and over and over again, it's going to disqualify you automatically because unless you're re-signing it and redating it. But if, we've seen some that are 3 years old that they still use. So we are looking at that a lot. It is on the announcement. It is on the email that's sent out as well. Make sure you're not uploading the blank documents. Your rank requirement. All the Title 32 positions will have what rank restrictions are in there. Make sure you meet those rank restrictions. There is a question in there that will ask you, do you meet these rank requirements? If you answer no, we will not even look at your resume. The system will automatically disqualify. Lying. Everybody stretches the truth on resumes. Don't blatantly lie. If you're a wheeled vehicle mechanic and now all of a sudden you've got 1,000-hour flight hours for working on trucks. Obviously, it's a blatant lie. Plagiarism. Do not copy off the announcement. Do not make it word for word off the announcement. You would not believe how many times we see a literal copy and paste from the announcement to the resume. Take your experience and rewrite it. Write it the way that you did it and how you did it. You do not have to use the USA Jobs resume. You can upload your own resume into the system. We don't have a requirement that you have to use that. We don't care. Be creative with your resume. All resumes are reviewed by an actual person. The USA Jobs does not reject your resume at all. There's no secret squirrel thing looking for keywords or anything like that. Every single one is reviewed by a person. And like I said, every announcement has a brief overview of the position, your specialized experience, and your KSAs that are required for that position. Sally normally gives this spiel. She's out for a family emergency. If you have questions, she will gladly answer any of your questions. Like I said, Bree is currently out. The units that are listed up there are going to be changing, I think, correct? AJ wants to switch things up. AJ Mrose is the new staffing supervisor. I am normally the classifications supervisor. Feel free to call AJ anytime you want. His number is right there. And if he's not available, please call me. My number is not up there, but it is 8297 is the last four. 717-861-8297. Any questions? All right, thank you.